Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update and all the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the first week of May, oh my lord, May 3rd until the 7th. Retail, low print, imports, plus our community spotlight where you can potentially win a prize. Now, there's not too much going on this week in terms of releases, so I am also going to tell you about the upcoming imports as I like to do. Another double feature this week. So let's jump in with the retail for this week. Raiden 4 Cross Mikado Remix is releasing in the West this week. This is an update of a very nice shooter featuring the updates of the Overkill release, now with more stuff. And we all like more stuff. Plus, it has a brand new soundtrack, hence the Mikado remix. I've talked about this before a few times, especially with its Japanese release a couple of weeks back, but Western audiences can get it now. Or maybe you fancy a collector's edition. Japan got a fancy collector's edition unlike the West, looks nice and has English. I'm sure shooter fans will definitely be picking this one up. Pocoyo Party is releasing in Europe this week. This is a party game based on the popular children's TV show. I think this show was like a bit of a meme in my school back in the day for a couple of weeks, with teenagers watching it kind of ironically. I heard it was actually pretty good, but you know, I was way too cool for that back in the day. I was busy playing Romance of the Three Kingdoms or Star Wars or something. Too cool for you guys. I don't have particular high hopes for this game. Pixel Puzzle Adventures plus Picto Quest Puzzle Bundle is, well, firstly, it's one hell of a tongue twister, but also a crappy code in the box release. I know these games are decent for puzzle fans, but if Japan can get like a proper physical of something kind of similar, then why can't the West? Just a waste of plastic at this point. And the same can be said for Horse Farm in Europe. Just stop it, guys. Stop it. Now, there is a bit of an uncertainty as I'm seeing different dates for the reprint of Yonder. I believe in Europe this is next month, but Amazon US is saying it's coming out this week, so I'm not entirely certain on this one. It is worth keeping an eye on. It's a nice game, a pacifist game where you don't fight, but you help build up a world, well, back up. I played the original release for a couple of hours, but sadly the game's performance issues really took me out of it. And this reprint, which has different art, which is nice I guess, but it's still the same version. There's no updates on the cartridge, nothing. It's the exact same one, so I don't get why they're doing this. You can just buy the cheaper original version or the new signature edition for it. Alright, the low print Unto the End is Red Art's latest Nintendo Switch game that they've put up for order. This is a cinematic platformer with a bit more action in it than say something like, I don't know, Another World. Really tough to master apparently, as you'll need to learn the enemy attack patterns in order to survive. It's a different kind of game, not built for everyone, but I think a good few people will appreciate what it's going for. It's up for order already, they have 2,800 copies available, and it's still on sale, and remember, you can get 10% off redartgames.com if you use the coupon code SWATCH10. Now, this game may appear on some European sites later on, but without the cool little card sleeve, but not all of their games do, so I don't know. After Liberated's European release last week, this week it's the turn of the North American release with VGNY and their cover variant. If you're in the US, then this is the place to pick it up, videogamesnewyork.com. They have lots of exclusives there and they're a very nice team as well. I also want to give a shout out to the second chance sale for Ruiner on May 4th. Special Reserve do have some extra copies of this nicely put together package. It was very popular, so don't miss out on this one. Although I'm still not happy that the Japanese physical release had English taken out though. So yeah, F whoever was involved in that decision. Alright, let's jump into the imports. Well, I would if there were any this week. Sadly, there's nothing this week, I'm guessing because, I don't know, in Japan it's Golden Week or something and don't want to get caught up in that. But I thought maybe I'll bring your attention to some upcoming imports, and this is where our executive producers will be giving their picks because I didn't want 16 people picking Pocoyo Party. I'm not standing for that. Remember guys, if anything takes your fancy and you like to import it for yourself, then consider using the links below in the description and the pinned comment. If you use those links, then it also helps support this series ever so much. Like, it is the best way you can support this series. You guys are wonderful, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your support in this manner. Plus, in return, if you use our links, then you can also get a very nice 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia if you use the coupon code SwitchWatchTV while checking out. That's all one word, SwitchWatchTV while checking out for 5% off any physical item. And just so you know, any game that I mention from now on is a pre-order coming in the next weeks or months, and this information is thought to be correct at the time of writing. Things can and probably will change, so yeah, don't moan at me if one gets announced for a Western physical after you order it. Okay. Remember, Empire of Angels 4 was put up for pre-order, exclusive to Play Asia, a strategy RPG with cutesy chibi anime babes, 2,000 limited editions, and an open pre-order for the standard edition. Sense is also due for June sometime. It was delayed so that they could put out a patched version on the cartridge, which kind of makes sense. Sadly, you may have missed out already since it's completely sold out. Maybe sign up for stock updates in case of cancellations, which can happen from time to time. And this is Cartoon Soren, our brand new executive. It's their pick of the imports. And of course the ever delayed SeaBed, which they're still committed to releasing despite its never ending delay. They're still waiting for the game developer to patch the game on the Switch and, you know, get certification and blah 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 blah. It's coming, probably still. Aria Chronicle is releasing on July 8th. This is a JRPG with strategic turn-based battles with randomized dungeon exploration, customizable parties and so on. It looks pretty cool. This Japanese release does have English, and there's been no word of a Western release, although I guess it's not out of the question. Maybe too early to tell, but it looks good though. Blaster Master Trilogy is releasing in Asia and Japan in July. The Asian version definitely has English, the Japanese version probably should, but it's not been 100% confirmed, and I'm also having trouble getting in touch with the company to ask about that. But yeah, there's a standard version and a collector's edition, and this is God of Resin's pick of the imports. Super Mash is an interesting looking genre mashup where you smash different genres together, mixing a shmup with a platformer, so why not? Supposedly a decent enough game, and is getting a standard release and a collector's edition in Japan and Asia with English. No word on a Western release. Bakumatsu Renka Shinsengumi is an upcoming Otome visual novel, a remake of a PS2 game that never made it westward, but this remake does have English and it looks fairly decent. The Ninja Gaiden Trilogy is a triple pack of 3 hardcore action games remastered on the Nintendo Switch. This looks to be an essential import as there is English and no Western physical. And Punky Dooster, Cigar Trucker, chosen this as their pick of the imports. Wing of Darkness is an upcoming aerial combat sim, anime girls in aircraft blowing stuff up. That's essential, right? No Western physical announced. This has English. There's a standard edition as well as a collector's edition. This is going to be out this summer, and this is Alexander Kato's pick of the imports. Clannad Side Story is the third Clannad related game on the Switch after the original game and Tomoyo After. This is a very linear presentation of the side stories that happen within Clannad, so the original game is essential before this one. It has English, and there's been no Western physical announced. The Wanderer, Frankenstein's creature, is an artsy kind of game, visually very effective, all about the atmosphere and presentation. No Western physical, but the Asian and Japanese physicals will have English alongside a small collector's edition. And Santa Tartaruga has pre-ordered this bad boy already. It's his pick, of course. EDF! World Brothers is getting a physical release in Asia with English, apparently according to Play Asia. The Japanese physical did not have English, and the Western release is digital only as far as I'm aware. This is an interesting spin-off of the well-loved but very niche series, and Brent McLean, well, it has him intrigued, and it's his pick of the imports. Speaking of which, there are 2 more games coming in the EDF series. EDF 2 and 2017 are also getting releases on the Switch. Japan is definitely getting a physical of them. No idea about the Western release, or even if the Japanese release has English or not. That's not clear at the moment, but it is worth keeping tabs on for more info in the future. Keep an eye out on these. Legend of Mana is one of the highest profile upcoming imports, one of the most beautiful PS1 games getting remastered on the Switch. The Asian physical does have English. No word on a Western physical. It's beautiful and borderline essential in my opinion, and this is Jonathan Rumor's pick of the imports. Great Ace Attorney is getting a physical release in North America, which is almost miraculous in my opinion. But as we all know, Capcom absolutely hates Europe, and so maybe Europeans, you're going to have to import this one either from America or Japan. They both have English. Great adventure detective games, finally in English, essential in my opinion. There's even a collector's edition in Japan, which appears to be sold out everywhere by now. But yeah, Alyssa, Alolan Jojo, and Dane Wilkinson, it's their pick of the imports. Dungeon and Gravestones, I reviewed this game a couple of weeks back. A nice dungeon crawling roguelike. Check out my review for more info. There's a physical release coming to Japan in August with English, digital only in the West. Block Knockers is... I can't say that without smiling. Block Knockers is a European exclusive. This is the same kind of deal East Asia Soft had with Fun Box for kind of like Waifu Uncovered. Basically, the trashy games that Play Asia said no to. This is an action puzzle game where you unravel the picture behind you. The gameplay is supposedly alright actually, and you as people with certain, shall we say, tastes and needs, maybe you'll want to import this one from Europe. And Gannicus, he has no shame, it's his pick of the imports. SaGa Frontier is one of the most essential imports that's coming up. JRPG fans, look out. Also, look at that belting artwork. That is, mwah, it's beautiful. Check out my review of this remastered PS1 JRPG classic. No Western release, only in Asia with English. No More Heroes is getting a double pack of the first 2 games in Japan alongside the upcoming 3rd game's release. These are being sold in a collector's edition, which is sold out everywhere at the minute, and there's no sign that the original double pack is being released separately, but I would hope it would do at some point. I think it's worth keeping an eye out for more info in the future. They should have English, and this is Michael Del Polito, Boombox, and JCrod7776, and our brand new executive, Jack Severus's pick of the imports. Cotton Guardian 4 Saturn Tribute is a triple pack of arcade shmups that originally were on the Sega Saturn. 2 Cotton games, Cotton 2 and Boomerang, as well as Guardian Force, which is as obscure as they come. Anyways, this should have English and no mention of a Western physical, but I would not be surprised to see it get one via a low print company like Strictly Limited in the future. But, you know, who cares, because I'm getting this bad boy as soon as possible, and there's also a collector's edition which comes with reprinted instruction cards, booklet, and a soundtrack CD. Oh yeah. Alright, let's jump into the Let's Get Physical spotlight. Remember, if you're showed off in this series, then at the end of the month, you'll be in with a chance of winning a physical Switch game. Don't know what it is yet, but Champ Dancer, who won last week, you need to contact me, son. Firstly, me. This week, I'm showing off one of my favorite hidden gems, or maybe you should say rough diamonds on the Switch, Dusk Diver, the Day 1 edition. There's no Day 2 edition. Just this one. Now, this game, along with a few others, was kindly donated to me by someone in the community, Vay, who regularly contributes to the spotlight. I'm sure you'll recognize his name. Vay sent me Dusk Diver, Blackbird, Blossom Tales, and 1971, which is ridiculously generous, and I thank you ever so much. Now, to be honest, I don't like accepting stuff from the community. I don't like that. It's not what I'm about, or it's not why I do this, and I don't want to give the wrong impression to you guys. You find that most YouTubers who are actually genuine people, you know, they appreciate the thought very, very much, but in reality, they don't want, you know, to take advantage of their position, and like me. But he really insisted on sending them, which I'm forever grateful for, but please, guys, don't send me anything more, okay? I think he knew that Dusk Diver is one of my favorite games on the system. I can't believe Juan didn't pick this in his Hidden Gems video on Saturday. What was he thinking? Dusk Diver is a really cool game. It's the kind of game that's like a 7 out of 10, but a 9 out of 10 in my heart. It just really connected with me. It's a 3D brawler that's very satisfying to play. Nice story and location, good atmosphere and characters. It does have its rough edges though, and it's something you may have found in a bargain bin on like the PlayStation 2, but that's what makes it so good. I recommend you check out my review of this back in the day. I have no idea how well that holds up. I'm sure it'll tell you more about this game than I can do right now. The package comes with some small extra goodies. It shouldn't break the bank to pick up nowadays. Alright, on to you lot. Z sent in the collector's edition of Marchen Forest. This comes with a little figurine of Mylne, and oh my god, I had no idea that was so amazingly cute. Now I really want it. I can get the standard edition for fairly cheap here locally in China, but I may have to go for that big edition. if I had the money for it. If you want it, then links are below for it, don't miss out on that. Jacob Murphy Sullivan sent in this photo showing off their pickups of the legendary Hollow Knight. Man, that map would have been super useful for my playthrough, which I definitely need to get back to. Kinkin picked up the mini collector's edition of the latest Wonder Boy game. This is available in Japan and Asia right now. We will have to wait a little bit until the Western release. Matthew Hutton, big thanks for using our links and code on a couple of these. Absolutely love that Three Kingdoms is finally on the Switch in English. Hopefully all future releases will see similar treatment. Grinning Wolf Game showed off the Spanish Collector's Edition of Blasphemous for his unboxing on his YouTube channel. If you missed out on Limited Run and you can't wait for Team 17's version, then maybe worth tracking down this version if you love the game. Midnight Raven got in a double helping of the recent Gundam import exclusives. Apparently the doggies approve. Etienne picked up the European version of Liberated. Remember, you can get this European version from Pixel Heart's website with 15% off if you use the code WATCHLIBER. Looks really cool. This is out in the US this week. They sent in this photo getting some Shantae as well as some cool import exclusives like the Grisaya 1-5 visual novel pack and Star Renegades. Looks great and available right now. Tyson Bailey sent in these games, again with the Shantae, and picking up the Japanese version of Final Fantasy X, which has both games on the cartridge, no download. Love it. Pabs got in a great looking North American version of Tanuki Justice, or as my word processor keeps changing it to, Tank Justice, which as someone pointed out in the comments a couple of weeks ago, a very fitting name for the American release. Flower Angel Rave sent in this photo of recent pickups including Pokemon Snap. Sadly, as much as I'm excited for this, I do need to hold off a little while because I don't have a lot of money right now. New executive producer Cartoon Soren sent in this photo of Fun Games. Are you people enjoying Poison Control? I'm curious as to how it plays since from what I've seen so far it looks rather unique. Stavy got in a ton of imports. Don't know if they used our links or codes or not, but if you did so, thank you ever so much. Very happy to see the Taiko RPG double pack there. I thought this would be more popular than it turned out to be. Totally Simon picked up these. Nice to see Coffee Talk is a real thing. This is the collector's edition from Strictly, perhaps the best example of them taking their sweet time. Week 4 waifus, many thanks for using our links and codes on these bad boys. Oh my god, that Muse Dash collector's edition is wonderful. This is definitely high on my list of imports to get at some point. Captain Slow, I believe, is one of the first to show off the Atelier Mysterious Triple Pack. I would like to thank all of you for your support on using our links so far. I can see this being one of the most popular imports of all time, and rightly so, it's brilliant. Roves picked up some very rare and very expensive Switch games, well, at least in North America. If you've got either of these two games and you don't care about them, now may be the best time to cash in. These are very expensive. Robotech picked up these games again with the Gundam Genesis. I'm starting to be a little more hopeful about this one. It definitely deserves another chance. Art Phoenix Asordis showed off some of these games. Finally got the strictly limited version of Umihara Kawase Bazooka, which has an interesting sketch-like cover alongside its Steenbok. Elissa picked up a double helping of Trails of Cold Steel. Come on, give us the first two games in English. Sab Deberin got in this haul, including Ringo Buddha, which I definitely need to get my hands on. If My Heart Had Wings, a Play Asia exclusive that they still have in stock. Don't miss out. Visipon picked up these games with some cute Play Asia stickers. Really nice import for Katana Kami, plus a game that we don't see too often, Opus, which is a really nice collection that doesn't break the bank. Cigar Trucker picked up these games, loving the Asian cover of Ease Origin, which I still stand by is the best of the bunch. Fight me. Yusha sent in a couple of photos, but I'll talk about this one, which has the collector's edition of Crypt of the Necrodancer, a recent game alongside a couple of uncommon pickups like 88 Heroes and Will, and Yoku's Island Express, which I chose in our top indie games on the Switch, the recent video that Juan put together. God of Resin picked up these recently, a bunch of games from Red Art, plus the beautiful Grist there. Punky Dooster did what he does best, showing off inside a cartridge case with some big games. Crash 4, still a lot of pissed off Europeans with that one. Alright, let's have a roundup, guys. Adam Karaskilo, Choco Loco James, Craig Morgan, Certified, Demigod. Is that Demigod? I don't know, maybe my autocorrect's playing with me there. Fluttershout, Geese Nuts, Goma, Kozai Hard, Lars, Luna Rhythm, Marcos Blanco, Marty Marr, MDZ, Raven Knight, Rick Crawlbert, Riss, Robin Hatherall, Robotech, Scott W, The One, Tim 10, Tired Aiden, Yo Daddy, Yusha, Zazilak. I don't know how to say that name, sorry. Send me your pictures on Twitter over at SoWhatAboutGame. You can DM me or you can tag me in a post and use the hashtag Let's Get Physical. You can email into us at switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com. Plus, we have a Discord, which is a nice way for us to have a chat with you guys, and you can send your pictures there in the submission section. Please only send me one picture per week. It really, really helps me out. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of new physicals and upcoming imports. Special thanks to our executive producers, our ever increasing roster: Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumor, Gannicus, Santa Tartaruga, Alolan Jojo, Alexander Cato, J Cross 7776, Elisa, Punky Dooster, Michael Del Polito, Cigar Trucker, and our brand new executives Cartoon Soren and Jack Severus. Thank you for your amazing and frankly insane support. And you, yes you, if you watched all the way through, what a legend you are. Give me a high five. Give me a high five in the comments so I know who you are. The longer you watch, the more YouTube likes us and helps us grow, shows us some new people, blah, 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 blah. Thank you ever so much. And yeah, check out some of our other stuff. James Bargains, we got some hidden gems, and of course, a little playlist of our physicals video, maybe some import stuff, because I love imports. We'll see you guys over there. Have a good one.